Africa. You may find some of the images in this program upsetting.
When it's December, when it's rainy seasons like this, we cross our fingers because we know that once lightning strikes somewhere, it will be followed by some killings.
There were over 200 witchcraft-related murders in the northern province of South Africa last year. This epidemic prompted the government to declare war on witch hunts, and a specialist police unit was set up to deal with the escalating violence.
The method of killing in most cases is burning. You do have cases where people are stoned to death, chopped and things like that, but mostly the majority of cases, people are actually burnt alive.
I wasn't even aware of the fact that there was such a crisis in South Africa, but I was one of 12 people appointed by the MEC for Safety and Security in the Northern Province. After witch hunting became a crisis, a specialized unit under my command was established to investigate all these witchcraft-related crimes. The people refer to us as the so-called Sangoma Squad. Sangoma is actually a witch doctor, and in shorter terms they're talking about the Sangoma Squad. The real name is the Specialized Unit for Witchcraft-related Crimes. We as police don't investigate witchcraft. There's nothing wrong with witchcraft, that's a belief. We are investigating any crimes relating to witchcraft. Most of the cases started where someone is struck by lightning and killed.
Once there is lightning, there's always a belief that someone is behind that lightning, that someone is in control of that lightning. What then happens is that a community meeting is called. A decision will then be taken to go and find a witch finder. And the community will also be requested to collect some money to pay the witch finder, and a delegation will then be dispatched. A witch finder, it's a sangoma. We call a witch finder a sangoma. It's a person who will then use the bones and then divine bones to then be able to sniff out who is the person who is actually responsible for the killing.
Returning from the witch finder with names of suspected witches, the witch hunt concludes with death by burning, at the hands of a mob.
Witchcraft, it's not a new thing. It's as old as humanity itself. It's as old as the mountains. It springs out of the notion that any misfortune has been caused by someone.
Few areas of the province escape the witchcraft violence. In the village of Nobody, a familiar chain of events unfolds. The villagers accused local woman Sina Mankwani of being a witch.
A meeting was held at a school not very far from here, about 100 meters away from here. At the meeting now, the villagers agreed or took a decision that they should now burn now or kill now the alleged witch, who was the Mankwani, a woman, a wife to Mankwani. And as she was at the meeting, she requested now the villagers not to kill her at the meeting. She said they better kill him at home. So they came up with her, escorting her, beating her with sticks and stones, throwing stones. Then they were escorting her, walking in front, until she entered now into a yard. Immediately after entering into a yard, she was dosed with petrol, and after being dosed with petrol, they ordered now her husband now to put her alight, to set her alight. They gave him now a box of matches, and they instructed him now to set her alight. He set her alight, and the woman started burning, and a tire was put around her neck, and she started moving now in circles here. Then she ran all over here and walked now through this passage now up to the toilet, which is somewhere behind this garage there, and she fell there as she was burning and died. That was on a Sunday. 2 days later, the very same mob came from a meeting. They came up here. They found Mr. Mankwani standing here. They ordered him now to come down the stairs here. Then they ordered him to stand here. And from here, they put a tie around his neck, dosed him with petrol. From there, they set him alight. And then he started moving around here, screaming, hitting the walls here, but he couldn't move very far. And he fell somewhere here. That's just where he bent to death here, with a tie around his neck here, just here, this spot here. Realizing that the father is being attacked and being burned, the little girl ran out and came into the street. And the mob which was around, they gave her a chase, and they came down around the corner here. They caught her somewhere here, and they stoned her. They stoned her. She became powerless, and she fell here. After falling here, one man from the mob put a tire on top of her. After putting a tire, they dosed her with petrol. After dosing her with petrol, they set her alight. When she was burning, somebody pushed now a long stick now inside her, through her anus, and twisted it like this, and then pulled out something out of her stomach, and that was terrible. And that is just where she ended.
The daughter Martha Mankwani was 7 months pregnant when she was killed. The mob finally attacked and killed her brother, wiping out the entire family. The police believe the motive for the killings was petty jealousy.
Evidence I've got here, at Nobody we've got the killing of 4 people. They were called witches, and they were burned to death, hacked to death, stoned to death. And this is the normal size of the stones which are used to stone the people with. We've got stones this big as well, but in most of the cases, stones as this big. Reaction time is very, very important to us. More than 90% of our cases is in the most rural areas of the province. After the crime is committed, say for instance a murder is committed, it takes the people in the vicinity about 2 to 3 hours to report the case. We must reach the witnesses before the rumors that the police is coming in reach them. It's necessary to crack the case within 24 hours. We've got the prime witnesses. The person who can tell me who is the person who organized this killing. Who is the person who got the people together for a meeting and tell them what to do. This is my main culprit. Who is the person who ordered the petrol? Who is the person who bring the tires? Who is the person who lit the matches to set the person alight? Who is the person with the big rock, throwing this big rock on the victim's head? I can't arrest 200 to 300 people. This is why I select at the most 5 of them to be my main culprits, and I take that 5 people to court.
Communities can't understand why sometimes these people get light sentences. It is because the courts are compelled by our legal position that belief in witchcraft in itself is a mitigating factor, because this person committed this crime genuinely believing that they are actually saving the community from disaster.
Up to now, we worked on a reactive policing style. The murder is committed or the crime is committed and we react. But that's too late. There's already bodies dead, and in all these cases 2, 3, 4 people died. And that's a violent type of crime. The community does not want it anymore. So there must be some other way to solve this problem. But without the community, it can't happen.
A community hardened under apartheid is distrustful of the police. This hampers their investigations.
Here is mine. Here's my gun.
This is mine, Z88, South African made.
This is mine, 9mm.
Actually, we do not want to frighten the community through which we are working, because especially in rural areas, they feel frightened. If we conceal them like this, so they feel free to talk with us.
Where the situation suits that we should wear private clothes, we wear them. Where the situation is suiting that we should wear the uniform, we wear the uniform.
A witchcraft killing has occurred in a remote village called Putney. Superintendent Maleka from the witchcraft unit is called to assist a colleague with his investigations.
The assistant branch commander, where is he?
The deceased was suspected to be one of the
witches.
The witches. The mob followed him
Yeah.
and stoned him to death.
Commander Ray, let's go straight to that place.
Being alone, I cannot go. Within 3 to 5 minutes' time, you'll find that the villagers have already surrounded the police. If the men go alone there, he will be easily attacked and killed.
ba di-forum tša maphodisa le community ba gona
tiraga bja tladi o tlhokofetse mosadi ke basadi ba raro ba phologa ba tla go bolaiwa mokgalabe shai
a bolaole
gona montwela gore na o tlhokofetse ka tsela mang ga otse
yo o kwa ga ba re o tlhokofetse
that's it gore ka tsela mang nna ga otse okay
ka re motho ga tlhokofala ko nyekiša bolelo ga gore na o nyeki gobane o tlotsile seo ka gae ka ba doctor ko moka ba mo thuša bookelong ko moka ba tsamaleba
na e ka ba mang o ka re fang yana mogala o mogolo monna motlhala ka gore wena o ka re o ka se ka ba ga gona dilo tse dintšhi ka tshware di bolela
okay
go bolela mošate nyaka bona ba mošata dile ba hweditše
okay
ebe bona ba dumelang batho ba gore ba ga o bolela bona ba tshogona
a gona tobea
The villagers become hostile, so the policemen decide to leave.
And the old system and the old style of policing, the community was far away from the police. In other words, there was not that room for the police to have some discussions with the community about crime.
There are a lot of improvements as far as the relationship between the police and the community is concerned. During the previous government, the community was reluctant to accept the police as the legitimate police services because of political reasons.
If someone, say, accuses you now of practicing witchcraft, it's very terrible, and people start looking down upon you. They don't even regard you as a normal human being. The people who have been banned or whose property have been damaged or destroyed, well, in my view, they're very much innocent. The people who killed them are the people who are having grudges with them, or the people who are jealous of their progress. If there is a wish, we are all wishes.
Fearing for their lives, many accused witches seek refuge at police stations. Unable to cope with the numbers, the police negotiate land from local chiefs and resettle them. One such village is Helena, known as the Village of Witches. The refugees survive under tough conditions. Water supplies are often contaminated and no medical facilities are available.
Well, Helena, well, it's known around here as the place only occupied by witches, and people really doesn't. When you talk about Helena, they feel bad. In fact, they associate it with witchcraft. The son to this old man who is working in Johannesburg bought a stereo. During Christmas time, he went home to see now the parents as well as the relatives there in Bochum at a village called Bayswater. Upon his arrival there, they were so pleased and happy, the whole family, and they played that stereo. As they were playing that stereo, they danced until very late in the evening. As they were dancing, some of the villagers were looking at them, and they said now the old man was dancing now with zombies. And the following day they held a meeting, and at the meeting a decision was taken that the old man should be evicted from the village, as they alleged that he is practicing witchcraft in the area. He's not intending going back because it's according to him it's dangerous going back, and he feels he's very much safe here.
To avoid these situations of permanent exile, the police engage in persuading villagers to allow accused witches back into their communities. At the village of Gadegali, the community are allowing 3 accused women to return. The 3 women have been under police protection since they were burnt out of their homes. A meeting is held to welcome them back. However, some of the villagers are unhappy with their return.
What happens here is the justice have won. The justice has won the battle, because if these people stayed away and didn't come back, we had a problem. Because this is a presidency. I think this is the first in the country that we have reconciliation with the wishes. That's the first one, I think. I mean, remember, this person has got a stigma forever. He's a witch. Doesn't matter what it is. Look, you can go to court and find him not guilty, but the stigma remains.